Day one done, Jeff. What you thinking?
Steady away, to be fair. Wasn't really much going on. Obviously, yesterday morning and afternoon, I felt rough. Felt very rough. Felt nerves were getting the best of me. But we got a lot done. Got the bike prepped, got everything sorted, and then bike through scrutiny at about 4 o'clock. And that's when the nerves really started kicking in.
You could tell why you're pacing up and around the awning.
I was here, there and everywhere. I just wanted to get going. Then got off into the holding area, which was good. Sat there all giddy and excited. Then we had our newcomer speed control laps. We got set off in a big bunch, and to be fair, it was a bit chaotic going down there Ballykeegan Street. There's everyone going, there was bikes everywhere flying around, and I just went out and did my own thing and just learned where the markers were, where the tipping in points were, just sort of doing my own thing. And we got out the back section, everything was all alright, just learning where I needed to be on the road. You know, there was boys wide, there was boys tipping in and tipping back out because they were tipping in too soon. And we got out of Church Bends and I got a really good drive out of there heading towards Great Meadow, and then I sort of bunched up on a load of riders. So going down towards Stadium Corner, I thought I need to get away because it was like there was that many of them that you couldn't really see what was going on. You pay more attention to them than any of the breaker markers or the tipping in points. So going down towards Stadium, down the straight, I managed to get past before Stadium and went in, and then followed two lads into Castletown Corner, and then on the way back out down the start and finish straight, I thought I just need to try and break away a little bit, but not obviously push too hard because I just need to follow through. And then we got to Ballykeegan on the second of the speed control laps, and fortunately three riders collided with each other going into it.
Flag. Yeah.
So there was a red flag, and I got all the way out to Ballawhetstone, and obviously the red flag came out and we were all bunched up there waiting. I think we sat out there for about an hour, wasn't it? About an hour.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Then we came back. Once obviously the incident had been cleared, we put the bike and everything back on the warmers, ready, because technically we didn't complete our speed control laps.
Right.
So when we came back, they gave us about 10 minutes on the warmers. We left back onto the holding area, did the holding area again, but they only gave us one lap then, so basically we had to go all the way around and complete a lap. But when we come back, we just had to come straight in. We weren't allowed to go through for a flying lap or anything like that. So we did that, come back in, bike back through scrutiny and back onto the stands and the warmers, and then Nobles Hospital basically rang and told the officials that they were at maximum capacity.
Yeah, not many people are liking that at the moment, are they?
No, but it is what it is.
Yep.
So hopefully the three riders that were involved are all right, you know, because it's not a nice thing to see. And
No.
I've seen the video of it, and it's not great. Literally, I didn't realise how close I was to it. You know, I was 2 bikes ahead of it. So
So all the laps, exciting laps you've done on boards, which is did it help? Did it, did it take the nerves off?
I wouldn't say it took the nerves off. Obviously, I've done laps with Joe Yearsley, Paul Cassidy, my boss Si, girlfriend Imi. You know, we've done a lot of homework. So I'd go out and do all the laps, and then I'd come back, and I've got Ride 5 on the PlayStation, which has got the Southern on it. So we, when I was coming back in, what they told me, you know, I'd go onto the PlayStation, I would try and figure it out as like where it is, the tipping in points, everything. But obviously playing on the PlayStation, it was two different things. You know,
Agreed,
you can't learn from that. And then we did, what did we do? We did a newcomers lap with Chris Palmer on Saturday on night, and then yesterday afternoon I went and done 4 laps with Jamie Coward, which was a big help. But pretty much what Si had told me, you know, for a breaker markers, tipping in points, you know, he basically said the same thing, so he was happy enough with that. But it's hard to judge, to get on the bike, to go 100 plus mile an hour. You're driving around in the car, looking at things, checking out things, and it's not the same. It's really not the same.
It never will be, but it's a good starting point, isn't it, I suppose, and if you do your homework. And
yeah, definitely. Like I say, everything helped. And obviously living down south and driving this road, stop you laughing here. I know I'm in Laxey most of the time. I know I'm in Laxey most of the time. But growing up down here then, you know...
Years before Rimmy came along.
It's all helped massively, just going around and checking it. And when I went out there, you know, I was saying when I went up to work before, it was funny when I went out, I had like Si talking to me as I was going through, telling me, tip in here, on the brake there, follow it through, late apex, because obviously everything's late apex here. So where you think you turn into a corner, you don't, you turn after. So you basically, if the corner comes around like this and then kicks out, you don't turn here, you turn here. So you drive all the way through, and obviously you don't clip any walls, but like I say, everyone helped me do it, but until you actually get out there and do it, you know, there's nothing you can physically do, you've just got to...
So will you be pacing around the awning tonight for the same kind of nerves, or...?
Well, yeah, I think so, purely fact is because we only did 2 laps.
Yeah.
I'm a bit gutted because yesterday's weather, you could not fault that, you know, being ginger, I was hiding out that sun as much as I could, but that did not help because I was burnt to hell.
You were boy in demand as well, you were at Castletown Square giving you full interviews and that.
Down there, and then everything going on, but tonight's going to be different again. You know, we didn't, obviously I've done my newcomer laps, but I would like to have got out last night in the dry to learn more, because now obviously the weather, it's not great, it's chucking it down, so yet again it's now going to be another night of learning and figuring it out. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, so you can't expect to be...
Took the words right out of my mouth.
You can't expect to be, you know...
We're here at the start line, that's all that matters.
We got through and we kept steady, but see how tonight brings. Hopefully it goes ahead. Do
you want the rain to go, or the wind to go, or all of it to go? Or?
It's one of them. Everyone's in the same boat. It's not like it's just for me. Everyone's got to do it. Would it be nice for it to be dry, just purely the fact this, so I can learn? Because the other thing, when the wet comes in, you've got to watch the white lines, you've got to brake early, you've got to watch any water on the track. You know, it's so from just going out now in the dry and learning where you need to go. Now I've got everything else, like, right, watch this, watch that. You know, obviously you're watching it when you're in the dry, but now it's just put the risk up again.
Yeah.
Because you just got to be like, you got to be fully on the ball for it, but. There's not much more preparation I can do. Obviously, unfortunately, I've not done any laps on the road in the wet, but I've done lots of racing in the wet, just on short circuit, which it doesn't really... The rain doesn't really bother me, to be fair. You'll get bored, you'll go, nah, I'm not doing that, but when you're racing the Isle of Man all year round, you know, 1 minute you could be at Derby in 40-degree heat, next minute, you know, it's snowing, so...
That's true.
But no, we'll go out again, chip away, steady away, and just...
Good man.
Take it as it comes, you know. Like I say, you can't expect to go out there and be fast straight away. It's the same when you go away in the circuit, you know, you get there, you can't, if you don't know where you're going, you can't exactly be able to just go right.
Well, you say that and you jump the mountain, so...
That's just for the picture, though, that's just for the picture.
You told me and Amy that you were going out for a warm-up lap, and we looked at each other and discussed because you were jumping the mountain, so...
Yeah, but that's just a bit of fun, though, isn't it? But that's the thing, you know,
baby,
it was like last night, you know... You go out through Irons Gate and you go through the left-hander into Joey's Gate, and I always remember when I was doing the laps with boys in the car, like, you come up here and when you get it right, your bike will be up vertical, and the first lap went through, I was like, I don't understand what to do, and then the second lap before we got a red flag, I got a good drive out of Iron Gate, over the rise, in, and as it straightened up, literally it just went boom, and I was going down the road going, I'm looking at the sky here, but nah, it's all good fun. Let's just hope we can obviously get out tonight. Depending on what Noble's Hospital say.
Time will tell, eh?
Time will tell.
Cheers, lad.
In a bit.
You right there, Jeff?
Alright, boy.
Day 2.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, weather forecast was far, far from ideal. We sat around all day waiting around, hoping it was going to change, but didn't. 1 minute it was chucking it down, then it was drying up, and we thought, right, well, we're going to get a fair bit of dry practice here. And then we got everything through scrutineer and everything ready to go, and it looked like it was drying, so we took the wet rear out, then find out the top boys come in, we still had wets in, so we then swapped the wet rear back in, and then we went out for our qualifying, which, to be fair, it went really well. I got to the front of the gate first.
Was that through choice or
preference? I said, because obviously on Monday we didn't really get many laps. We got 2 laps, 2 controlled laps. Well, we got a lap and a half and then just 1 solid lap. And then we decided, you know, the best thing for me and learning wise was just to go out there and learn the circuit myself. Following people, it can sometimes help, but I just felt like learning it, I needed to just go out and do my own thing. You know, I've done laps with those people, I've learned what I need to do. I just had to go out and hit every marker, braking marker, tipping in point, and just figure out where I was going really, because although we did the 2 laps, it didn't really feel like we'd done anything. We, you know, came back in on the Monday and I was dead excited about it. It was great, don't get me wrong, it was nice because of the weather, but going out on the conditions we had last night, they were far from ideal. Obviously,
yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
one minute was wet. It
got to that point where it was just like that fine rain. So obviously we opted for the wets, got out front. It was weird. We left here down to Ballachagan, got to Ballachagan, it was like pretty much bone dry. And then we tipped into Ballachagan, down the straight into Iron Gate, and same again, that was dry. And I thought, oh, maybe this is drying out quicker than I thought. So after we got through Iron Gate, we went into Joey's Gate, and on the first lap, I didn't even accelerate hard or hit, like, take a different line. I just feathered the throttle on, but as I feathered the throttle on, the rear come round, like high sided me out the seat. Lucky enough, I was able to like land back on the bike.
Was that just you hitting white line or wet back? Yeah,
because out the back there, you know, it's where that place is. It's not going to get time to dry very quick, and it's under trees, and obviously all the green off the trees on the floor and everything like that. But I just used that outlap really just to see how it was. So that was good. Went all the way further back, looked at Balla Whetstone, out on the dip at the back, and then into Cross Four Ways. That section there was a little bit hit and miss again, because you tipped in through Balla Whetstone, you went through to Ballan Dip. Some of the road was dry, but other bits weren't, so you go and dry to wet, then back to dry, then back to wet, and then it'd be wet, and then all of a sudden it'd be dry again, and it was just figuring out how hard you could push the front.
What would have been the ideal tyre to have? Intermediate or wet, or stay on the wet that you were?
It's a bit of a weird one. Like, I don't have intermediates, I just have either wet or dries.
Right.
Could you got away with an inter-rear? I would say you probably could have, but little bits that were still really wet, like coming out across Four Ways, heading up to Church Bends, that was just greasy really. I don't think either an intermediate or a wet would have stopped any of the spinning or anything coming out of there.
Like you said yesterday, you'd rather have wets, ruin a set of wets and ruin your bike.
Exactly. But obviously all through Church Bends and into Castown Corner was alright. Next lap off, we basically got a head down from the go and pushed on then. Just kept chipping away each lap and thing. And then on lap 3 we got into Ballabeg hairpin, everything was fine, and then pretty much then you feather the brake but you don't really touch the brake much, and then
the front brake, yeah.
Front brake, yeah, and then going in out of the dip and heading across Four Ways. Well, where my braking marker is for Cross Four Ways, I went to grab the brake, but as I grabbed the brake, the lever just come back to my hand, so I had no front brake, which was scary when you're heading towards a house. But it was just a quick, literally lift my finger off the brake, let it go out, and then I had to literally brake all 4 fingers, which I'm not used to, so that was a bit weird. Then I was looking down on the way out, checking, and I was like, nothing's leaking, the level's still fine, and then if I used all 4 fingers, the brake worked. But you got to do 4 laps to qualify, so when I come around the finish, I thought I'm going to pull in here, and I thought, no, I still have to do another lap to qualify. So I just tooted around for that last lap, really, just to have a little look around and see what was going on.
Did you lose much time from your qualifying, or as in like time out on track, not on time in your lap time, obviously because you were slower?
It'd be nice to have a little bit of a longer session.
Right.
10 minutes around here on a 4 mile circuit, you know, it swallows it up very quick.
Yeah.
It's
a long day too, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, you sat around waiting, and it's the build up, and then to get 10 minutes, it's like, oh. But you've got to respect it, and you've got to keep an eye on everything.
She'll be here next year, so.
But no, it was good. So 600B qualifying, we ended up finishing P7, which I was happy enough. You know, the conditions. Bearing in mind the night before I did 2 laps, and then to do 4 laps last night. You know, I don't think it did too bad.
In the wet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, mental.
But it's sort of like the way it was, greasy. I've not really rode a circuit like that, like the way it all transitions. But
yeah, and then Manx stone walls don't move.
No, they don't
so.
move. So we'll go to them.
We'll take it easy around there.
But we looked this morning, and I've qualified on the front row 3rd for the 600B race. That's at 7 tonight, so hopefully that'll be good. And then what they normally do is, depending on what your times are and how you get on in the race. So say if I go a lot faster than some of the A riders, then tomorrow I'll get bumped up into the A race, and then boys will get dropped down to the B. It's a bit of a weird system how it works, but it's all about safety.
What would you prefer though? Because the A group are the Dunlops and the Todds, aren't they? And
yeah, so like because of how many laps we've done, I think the B race is the smart decision.
Yeah,
you know, I haven't had much. You know, there's no point trying to go out there and be a hero because it's only going to bite you.
Yep.
I would like to get into the A race because again, then you're with the faster lads, so it's going to pull you on again.
Right. Okay.
But like I've said, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't.
Yeah, you still got an orange bib on your back, haven't you?
Yeah, you can't force the situation. You know, now I reckon if the weather had been perfect all week, you know, I reckon I'd be in that race. You know, because I'd feel a lot more comfortable. You know, the grip levels and everything. You can go in a lot harder. You can run everything in harder. But you know, to ride around when you know if you brake too hard or you're not sat in the right place and you hit a real bad damp patch, you can lose the front, which really isn't ideal. But same again tonight. We've got a 7-lap race, so let's say I'm on the front row. So
yeah,
it's
big front lever fixed.
Yeah, so that's all sorted. I had to put a new lever on and bit of a factory fix to hold it in place. Bit of duct tape around it so it can't back itself off.
Good job this video's going out after the event.
But it's just to stop anything moving, because boys do it. You see them put tape over. It's just to stop, because obviously it's only a cam mechanism, and the vibration, the bumps, you know, it can just turn itself off. But it happens. You see all the top boys when you watch them at TT. You'll always see them when they're riding. They've got the hand off here, moving the brake because they're adjusting it because the brake's gone soft. So it does happen. Lucky enough, my reaction times are quick enough that I could stop it. But no, all in all, mega day.
Happy, loving it.
Yeah, you could not describe that feeling.
Yeah.
It's like last night, we were racing all night, or that session. I got home last night, and you shut your eyes and you just do the lap. But same again tonight. Get on the grid, and
perfect.
What will be will be. We'll push as hard as we can, and you know, and see what the end result brings.
Works for us. We'll catch you later then.
See you later, boy.
Hello, you tell me, Jeff. Well, we were going to catch up on Thursday because Wednesday was rained off, wasn't it? But
yeah, it was actually.
Rigby took over, so he came, and then it was on and it wasn't on, and then Thursday, so it was a full day Thursday really.
Yeah. Wednesday
was rained off, so may as well just do Thursday straight into it.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, I was a bit gutted with Wednesday because obviously we missed the race because of that. Obviously with qualifying times and stuff, we didn't really get a proper opportunity to have a proper crack at it. You know, obviously we had that brake issue on the Tuesday, and then Wednesday was meant to be the first race, which we qualified in the 600B race, but then obviously weather permitting, that cancelled that because of the standing water around the track, and
yeah, it was bad.
It was a washout really. But Thursday, to be fair, Thursday couldn't have gone any better. It was a bit iffy. First thing Thursday morning, we woke up, had to be down there early obviously to get a bike through scrutiny and everything like that, and then about 9:15, me and Si jumped in the car, went for a quick lap round to see what it was, you know, what the track was saying, because when we left in the morning it was still wet everywhere, so there wasn't really a massive amount that had changed.
No, I thought it was a bit risky you boys leaving because the roads actually closed at 9:30, didn't they?
Well, we did, and
the
we
traffic
got.
was back.
Oh, it was. We got to Castletown Corner, and basically they stopped the direction of traffic going right onto the start and finish. And I basically said, I was like, we have to go down there. There's nothing. So.
I mean, you still get to the paddock, but it's a long way around, isn't it?
Yeah,
Once that's closed.
with the
Especially in your race as well.
The time we had, it was like we've not got time. So. Do apologise for that because we did fly down the start finish straight to get back.
Joys being a racer, mate.
But yeah, I got back. So the first race, so it was the JCK 600B race. Obviously didn't qualify for the A race to start with, but that was just lack of time really. And the
600 was the biggest class out of the whole event, really, wasn't it?
So to be fair, and with the laps we'd had, because I was a little bit gutted, but then. The laps we had, I sat there and thought, well, realistically, this week I've done 6 laps to now, 2 laps Monday, 4 laps on Tuesday. Wednesday didn't even get out.
Nope.
So, to make it into that for the first race, I was happy enough. I thought it was a good bit of learning. I decided to go on them with the dry tyres because the wets would have just destroyed themselves in honestly a matter of seconds because it was literally the odd bit. Was a little bit greasy, like just coming out of Joey's gate on the first lap and like just by Bala Whetstone there, but after the warm-up lap and obviously the first lap it was bone dry really, but it went pretty well. We qualified 3rd on the front row, so I had the inside line to Ballachagan. Lights went out and we basically went from there. Then we got into Ballachagan and got out of there on the first lap, and lucky enough with my start I got a pretty decent start on the way out, and literally just chipped away every lap. I didn't do anything stupid, I didn't push beyond what I thought I could do.
Was the track getting drier every time?
It was, yeah.
So
it was weird because we went into Ballabeg hairpin on the first lap and it had like a little shower. So the visor, the screen and everything got soaked, and I thought, this is going to chuck it down, and I've made the wrong decision. Because when I was sat in the holding area, there was only me and Adrian Harrison that had gone for the dry tyres, whereas everyone else was still on wets, and Wayne Avis went dries as well. But I thought, this is either going to work out or it's not. Like, I thought about putting a wet front in, but if it stayed dry within a lap or two, the front wasn't going to grip, it wasn't going to do anything. But we made the right decision, and that was literally the only little shower. And when I say shower, it was like literally just someone turned the tap on for a second and then turned it off.
Right.
But we chipped away every lap and worked our way, to what I thought we could do. Had a pit board coming out of Castletown Corner, and I could see the gap changing, and it creased one lap, and I'd be like, oh great, and then I come back round, and the gap would be brought back in again, and I was like, this is starting to become, an issue now. I'm like, I either need to pull the pin or I'm going to lose it on the last lap. And I think it was on lap 5 that I literally, coming round onto lap 5, I literally was like, right, I got to go, and I pushed. And it was literally pretty much that all the way through.
And what kind of second advantage would you pull the pin, as you say, because you were 2, 3... And then,
I come through on the first lap and it was like 1.2 or something like that, and then the lap after it went to 2, and I thought that's alright. Then it went to back to 1.2, and I was like, hang on a second, this is thing. And then I went through, it went on to 3, and I thought, oh, we've got a decent little gap here. And then I come round again, it changed, I lost time again, and I thought, am I switching off that much that I'm not paying attention or pushing to where I need to be? And I thought, right, you know what, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to literally push as hard as I could. So I did, and I think obviously when the last lap flag come out and we went round for that final lap to obviously take the win, I think we finished 6.4 ahead of Adrian Harrison in second, and then going to the winners enclosure, chatting to Chris Kinley, and then he goes, oh, you've just done 100.7, and I thought, well, I didn't expect to do that really. Just with obviously having been, I hadn't really done much that day, so I was obviously made up with that, and obviously to get a race win round there,
Not to be sniffed at, boy.
No, it's good. You know, the main goal is obviously to go into the bigger lads, but to lead the race from start to finish and do that mile an hour, you know, I'm happy with that, because normally with stuff like that, you get yourself into a rhythm and you don't really change much. But it was all a case of trying to make sure that we figured out what was going on, because in the afternoon there was the 600 challenge race, which is obviously out for like Dunlop, Mike Brown, all them boys, and then I went down about lunchtime-ish afterwards to check to see, and we'd actually made the grid. I was on the middle of row 6. I had Matt Milcrease on the left of me. Just ahead of me there I had Mark Colvin. On the other side of that, in the middle there, I had Damien Crook, and then I had Cassidy That. So us Manxlads, we were literally winning the rows together. So that was good. And that race, to be fair, was perfect. The sun had fully come out then. Everything was bang on. You know, you couldn't have asked for a better session. Off the start, yeah, again, I actually got a pretty decent start. I got right in the mix of it. By the time we got into Ballacagan Corner on the first lap, I was like up to row 3.
Nice. Like you said, this is the big boy.
Yeah, so this is obviously the bigger class, the A class, which is the class I wanted to be in, to be fair. But you know, you got to prove that, you know, you can actually do the speeds that they're doing.
Is that how it works then? Because you proved yourself in the B race. You said, oh,
yeah,
right,
because obviously I did that. So the B race obviously got an invitation into there and stuff like that. And the boys that beat me in qualifying, from that, they got moved up into the A race. You know, they were a bit further back on the start. So my lap time that I did in that first race, obviously it helped me massively to where I'm starting. All over the place. And then, but yeah, so I just chipped away. I didn't really have much expectation for that, just to see. But I come round on like the first lap out of Castown Corner, it was like P8, and I thought, hang on a second here, I'm right in the mix of all this. There was like little bits like out the back section, out of Ballabeg Hairpin, through Balla Whetstone, through Blown Dipped, across 4 ways. The boys that have raced there, you know, they were a lot stronger and they had a lot more confidence, whereas I call it comfort braking. So I was like just using the brake where I know I didn't really need to, but in my head it just, you know, still learning where I'm going, it just made it a lot better. Just
more seat time for you rather than the big
just
race.
Made it thing. But I had some good battles as me and Cassidy had I think he had an issue or something, and I caught back up to him, and you know, I passed him coming out across 4 ways. He passed me in the stadium. We had a little drag race down the start and finish straight, and I think he pulled off after that. But we came at the end of that race. I finished P11, which, to be fair, I was really happy with. I didn't really expect much. You know, starting 19th on the grid to finish 11th was good.
Extra seat time as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then I did my fastest lap. I did 103.8 in the afternoon, so the speed definitely came a lot more. But other than that, you know, it was pretty good. And then obviously finished all that race and packed up. Went to Castown Square for the night for the presentation. Then obviously there was no rest there, because literally Friday morning was back up again, prepping the bike because we had a double header at Derby.
Yep.
So yeah, it was all go that week.
No rest for the wicked, eh?
No, not at all. But I can't complain. You know, first road race, you know, it went really well.
Yeah, got some trophies in the old cabinet, as you say.
Yeah, and like, you know, I want to say a massive thank you to literally everyone: FES, the People's Bike, TM Vinyl, Neil's Advocates, you know, Scott, RPM, TY Lettons, Jansty, you know, Ash Kelly, you know, every single person there that helped me, like my mum, Amy, and obviously all my mates coming down. You know, it made it a lot more.
It was a busy camp, that's for sure.
It was busy, but it was nice to see the support going down there. You know, obviously without everyone in your corner, you know, you couldn't do it all.
No,
it's very hard. Little Alex Galloway, he was an absolute godsend.
Agreed.
You know, I would be coming in, bike's done. I'm like, what didn't he do? He's like, nothing's done. I'm like, fair play, you know.
I'm sure you return the favour when it's his turn though, because he's not far behind you, is he?
No, he's not far back, to be fair.
Yeah.
He'll probably be showing me round there. But no, it was really good. And then then to go to Derby and get a couple of wins and pull the championship back as well. You know,
Yeah,
it all
sitting second, aren't we?
second, 1 round to go. There's only 1 point in it at the minute, so it's all worthwhile. So it's just a case of now getting fit before then.
Yeah, because you're an athlete.
Yeah,
Why change while it's not broken, eh?
well, I decided to go out on the motocross bike on Wednesday, and
Yeah.
It
Shows your new toys.
it didn't really end too well. It damaged my right foot. I've done some ligaments into there. There's one elbow. There's the other elbow.
Stay it there.
My back and everything. So lucky enough, I have got a bit of time to rest it up, but it's just one of them. Like, I will be there regardless. So with only 1 point in it, I've got to at least make an effort to try and fight for it. So.
Well, good luck. I'm sure if everyone can follow you on your socials, they'll all be in the description anyway.
Yeah, everything will be on there.
And then when the next big event is, we'll see your face again.
Well, we'll be there, boy.
Alright, take it easy.
Cheers, fella.